Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the All-American Cup Series. It's Thursday night race action, Gen 4s here at Legacy, Texas. I'm so excited for tonight's event. Legacy, Texas has always found a way into the hearts of many iRacers. Of course, there's the natural hatred for New Texas across real-life racing and the sim. But when you run the Gen 4s, you gotta go to Legacy, Texas. And the man who organizes that all sits on the pole, league owner Casey Carrington has found the top spot tonight. Lilith Peters, outside pole. Man, she's been so close to a couple of wins here in the last few weeks. Well, let's go ahead and dial up your league owner, the number 9 of Casey Carrington. Casey Carrington, rowdy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Casey, league owner, on pole. It's rigged. No, but here we are on pole for Legacy, Texas. I was just glazing you. When you're the league owner and you have to make a lot of decisions, I think one of the best decisions you can make is going, hey, we're running Gen 4 cars. Let's go to some Legacy tracks. Legacy, Texas on the docket today. Man, these guys are already kind of talking about how hot it is out there. What's going to be the biggest adversary for the drivers?
I mean, this setup's pretty free, especially coming off the corner. So I think just keeping the wheels under you is going to be one of the biggest adversaries. Also making sure the guys in front of you keep the wheels under them. But yeah, this is a good track for me. I won the pole here last year when we ran these cars on the first season with them. Won here in season 5 in the old Gen 4. So yeah, pretty good run. I mean, hey, to go from the outhouse to the pit house, I was the last row at Bristol in qualifying and damn near missed the race. And so to get the pole here, that's a good confidence booster. And we'll see how it goes.
What you got to do to hang on to that track position?
I think just, hang on to the tires. There's so much fall off here. It's crazy. I mean, we're talking like a second and a half. I did a 16-lap run during practice and was down to 70% on my right side. So hang on to the tires, go fast, but not too fast, and try to keep them all behind me.
All righty, Casey, I'm going to send you back down. Have fun.
Yep, you too.
We'll send Casey Carrington, your league owner, back down. So 134 laps is the distance here at Texas. You could go on, I believe, to make sure I don't get this wrong, 35 laps on a full tank of fuel. I might need to be corrected on that, but I believe that's what I was told pre-race. But here we go. Next time by, we will see the green flag to kick off race number 5 of the All-American Cup Series. Right here at Legacy, Texas. Your field looks like this. Casey Carrington on that top spot. Lilith Peters to his outside. Chris Hiller, Nathan Jurgensen, the rookie, by the way, making really good gains so far this season. He's 4th. Stephen Miles, Brandon Barkuski make up that next row. Connor LaFrance and Curtis White, 7th, 8th. Running out your top 10, Michael Mullins, Jacob Alicia. Thomas Stokes, Andrew Skelnick, Noah, the Beans on Toast man, Oster Boston. Your, unfortunately, didn't get the broadcast, but your Mexico winner. Sits 13th, Dayton Taylor, Justin Thompson. Round out the top 15. Zach Mirtes, Mike Cusby, Walker McNulty, Dylan Rossenberg, Christian Strader, James Silver, Daniel Giroux, Christopher Murphy, Justin Ray, Garrett Johnson, Elijah Cole, Aiden Gould, Mauricio Montenegro, Chris Worrell, Dominican Russo, and others are in the field tonight. The pace truck will pull off. Casey Carrington will have to wait for the flagman at the end of the restart zone to launch. And we're going to get them wound up here, ladies and gentlemen. Race number 5 right here in Legacy, Texas. We are racing. We make it through turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Already have some 3 wide action. That's just outside the top 10. Jacob Alicia getting put 3 wide top right now. They're going to settle out. We get back to 2 wide racing off for turn 4. Slight contact. I believe that was the 29 of Connor LaFrance and maybe Noah Osbaldiston from Great Britain. And now here comes, I believe, the 24. That's Noah Osbaldiston up the inside. That was Brandon Barkuski that was in the contact. Man, these guys are just going to get so aggro at the beginning of this race. Those tires are going to feel good once they get up to temp, but it's all about saving them. And the field is going to be comfortable running that middle line. That's where you could kind of baby the rear end a little bit and keep the car stuck to the ground. But the real place to save tire will be running the bottom, and this track is only going to get hotter as the night proceeds. And right now, Jacob Alicia is kind of in a little bit of a hornet's nest right now. Qualified 10th. He has a lot of guys around him taking positions. Justin Thompson already up into the 11th spot. He did not get a good qualifying effort. 99 to Dayton Taylor on the inside. 3 wide of 66. That's Thomas Stokes. He gets a little loose. I think he had some help from Andrew Skelnick. If they keep it green, keep it clean. And that's the 6 of Mike Husby working his way up the inside now. Closest battle on track, Connor LaFrance in the 29. He's going to let Justin Thompson get by. Justin Thompson's already driven to the top 10. An extremely dominant win at Bristol last week. And he's looking to turn up here in Las Vegas. But at the flag stand, Casey Carrington leads. Lilith Peters, decent gap to Chris Heller, who runs 3rd. Jacob Alicia still hemorrhaging positions right now. I think he's preferring to go into save mode while everybody else is grabbing track position. Connor LaFrance and Thomas Stokes will go by him. Andrew Skelnick, next one teed up for a spot. Michael Mullins, rear deck lid. And Justin Thompson looks like he's on the move right now as he fills up the mirror, the 64. Justin Thompson now looking up the inside of Michael Mullins. Mullins drives to the rear bumper of Brandon Barkuski. On board with Michael Mullins. I can just about hear Justin Thompson trying to work up his inside. Barkuski gets a good run off the quarter. He gets to the outside of Brandon Barkuski. Michael Mullins will try to roll the top around for that 8th spot. Justin Thompson looks like he'll follow as well. Brandon Barkuski now in a fight for the 9th position. Decent gap to the car that sits 11th, so if he loses position, he doesn't have to worry about losing the top 10. He'll blend back up in line. Meanwhile, side-by-side action just outside your top 10. Dayton Taylor, Connor LaFrance, Thomas Stokes, Andrew Skelnick. Those 4 cars. Dayton Taylor gets a really good run off the exit. So does Andrew Skelnick. They'll pull away. And Connor LaFrance is stuck battling Thomas Stokes for the 13th spot. Now Michael Mullins is running down Curtis White, and Justin Thompson is hot on his tail. And remember, these two have already some history starting up this season. There's a little bit of beef between the pair, and then you got to think back to last week at Bristol. Justin Thompson leading the race. Michael Mullins trying to get a lap back on fresh tires. Wrecks Justin Thompson. And I wonder if Michael's pushing so hard because he can see the 33 in his mirror and knows one could come back around. Now, Justin ultimately did get the win, but I don't think that's going to make him feel better about the fact that he got ran over by a lap car. And so Justin Thompson will now look to the inside of Michael Mullins and add the pressure there. And he's not afraid to door him up the track a little bit. I think Justin's letting Michael Mullins know, hey, buddy, I could dish it right back. We're going to keep an eye on this pair. Just to be safe. Michael is giving him plenty of room at the moment. So Justin will ride around that bottom groove and just kind of hang there. Could have went for the position. Doesn't immediately grab it. And Justin Thompson settles into 8th. Curtis White 9th. Brandon Barkuski 10th. Casey Carrington pulling away at the moment, 0.8 of a second lead over Lilith Peters. 12 laps into this race. Chris Heller sits comfortably in 3rd. That's Stephen Miles in 4th. Really the first time we've talked about him all season. And I don't know if this is his first start this year or if we've missed him a little bit, but Stephen Miles, top 5. Haven't said that name before. We'll keep an eye on the guy as Noah Ostobostison, we're going to call him Beans on Toast, Mr. Great Britain. 1 career win, of course, at the Mexico Road Course. But he hasn't had that great of an oval showing, but he makes his return here because I believe he missed Bristol. And he's having a nice top 5 day. Michael Mullins now making the move on Nathan Jurgensen. Nathan Jurgensen, I think, is one of the better rookies in the field. He did a really good job at Bristol, and he's going to try to back it out with a nice, clean race here tonight. I think all the rookies have found their way into some sort of incident or getting caught up in other wrecks, maybe not their own doing so far this season. And Nathan Jurgensen isn't really foreign to that at all. He's gotten into some mishaps. Exit of turn 2, Cam. Right now, Andrew Skelnick on the move. He's making the pass on Brandon Barkuski. That's for the 10th spot. Curtis White 9th. He's starting to reel him in, so it seems like that top line is where you want to go if you want to make up some track position. But I think the guys that are keeping it on the bottom snug are the ones saving the tire. But Andrew Skelnick also had a really good run at Bristol, trying to save some tire later in the run, but now he's going for the track position. Oh, we got a car spinning. That's Beans and Toast. That's Brexit, man. We're trying to find him, but he's just dropping down the leaderboard. He's still down here to the inside. The entire field will go by. He spun through the grass. It will not bring out the yellow. He even has some front-end damage. But we do stay green through that incident. Take a look at the replay in just a moment. He was running in the top 5 at the time. Oh my gosh, already he looks loose. We're going to go back a little bit more. It looks like he's loose down the straightaway. He turns in for the tri-oval and loses the car. I've never really seen something like that. We will have some pit wall contact. Watch that from the onboard. And we have a yellow come out. We're going to finish this replay. Actually, it's now Noah entering pit road. We'll cut back live. We have an incident report out of Drew Prowl, and he is slow here. I don't see any damage on the 31. We have a incident report for him. Let's take a look at the replay. Blinks out, back in. Oh, the 72 and the 47 get together, and I think Prowl's going to be an innocent bystander. Blinks out again. When does he come back in? He's completely blinked out for that wreck. So we have no idea what happened to him. He's just gone, so I guess the wreck is happening while he's blinked out and we can't see it. Alrighty, well, there we go. We get our yellow here on lap 20. Does anybody make the move down pit road? Waiting on it. Facing Carrington. He'll come down pit road. He'll bring Lilith Peters, Chris Heller, and it seems like the entire field will hit pit road. Anybody will stay out for the track position. Doesn't appear so. Most of the field in agreement. Those tires are not feeling good at all. And it appears Kyle Ether is the only one to stay out as he goes by to the left side of your screen. Kyle Ether to not hit pit road here. I'm going to explain to you guys 2 different ways why this is a bad idea. One, let's say, all right, I want the track position, but I don't want to take tire. If he rolls down pit road and takes the splash of fuel, he will beat everybody else out of pit road. It'll still be a faster pit stop, but he decides to stay out completely. So he's not even trying to get a fuel advantage. It's strictly tracked position. Ty Mosley, same thing. And again, I don't think this is a strategy I necessarily agree with. I would have hit pit road and taken the fuel. But at the moment, everybody that hit pit road also took the tires. Casey Carrington leads them out. Issues for Lilith Peters. Bad pit stop. She drops to the 10th position. She lost 7 positions on pit road. That's a setback for what is a fast car tonight. Casey Carrington, Chris Heller, Stephen Miles, Michael Mullins, Zach Merites, Curtis White, Dylan Rosenberg. And I hear a name missing. Justin Thompson also had a bad pit stop. He lost quite a bit of track position, almost as much as Lilith Peters. So there we go. Kyle Ether. He will inherit this lead. It'll be his restart when we get back to the start-finish line. Kyle Ether, Ty Mosley going to be sitting ducks here on the front row. righty. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. Kyle Ether will launch, and we're back racing. Legacy, Texas. Kyle Ether down to the bottom, and immediately all the guys on fresh tires will drive right along the outside. Ty Mosley, he'll fall back, so Casey Carrington into the lead. Stephen Miles will follow. Chris Heller to the outside. Third car on fresh tires. 3 wide just behind. Lilith Peters, Lucas Strayer, and Jacob Alicia. They'll settle it out. Lilith Peters trying to get some of that track position back. And we got a yellow flag, wreck in the back. Potentially, I'm looking for it. Trying to find the wrecked race cars. There's the 65. That's Elijah Cole. That whole hood is missing and front end. Say he hit something pretty hard. Let's take a look at the replay. I don't know what it is about these cars in the back blinking out. We don't even know what the incident report is for, and now he's dead. So I'm assuming it is going to be blinking out related. You blink out, you don't know where you're going. Oh, big hit for the 72. Must come across the nose of Elijah Cole. Once again, the 72 involved in another wreck. Second caution of the day. Casey Carrington will inherit the lead. I'm going to imagine that tells Kyle Ether and Ty Mosley, all right, guys, head down pit road. That's going to be your guys' sign to say, all right, let's do it right this time. We'll have a little bit fresher tire. That's about all they work with there. 5-lap fresher tires do make the difference. I know we didn't get many green flag laps on those tires from the rest of the field. Kyle Ether and Ty Mosley will hit pit road. A couple of other guys going down to top off fuel. For the most part, we get the normal-looking field, the back in order. Of course, guys like Justin Thompson and then Lilith Peters buried right now. Did not get good pit stops. They'll still have to fight their way up to the front. Stephen Miles in the second spot. Chris Heller third. Michael Mullins fourth. Curtis White fifth. Andrew Skelnick 6th, the Zach Mertez 7th, Thomas Stokes 8th, Nathan Jurgensen 9th, Dylan Rosenberg, your top 10. Next time by, we will see the 1 to go signal, and we'll bring it back to green. So your league owner and pole sitter will return to the top spot, Stephen Miles. Again, we're going to keep an eye on him. This is the first time I've really recognized him if it isn't his first start, which I kind of think it is. Chris Heller, this is a really good run out of Chris. We don't normally see him in the top 3 so far this season. Michael Mullins is one to watch. Curtis White had a really good run at Bristol. Andrew Skelnick, one of your top rookies. Zach Neritz, Thomas Stokes, the other top rookie, Nathan Jurgensen, 9th. Dylan Rosenberg, also a good run at Bristol. in the 10th spot. Here we go. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. We're back racing here at Legacy, Texas. Good launch out of Casey Carrington as they head into turn 1. The field seems a little bit more timid. There is some 3-wide action back there. Lucas Strayer, Justin Thompson. Oh my gosh, with LaFrance, they go 4 wide. That was crazy. Lucas Strayer will back out of it. And we're still 3 wide. Dayton Taylor putting it all the way out there on the fence as they come around the front straightaway. Casey Carrington leads. Can we keep it green off the corner? Yes, we will. Still 3 wide action. Everybody's dogging for position. A lot of hungry hippos all on top of each other right now. All over the place. There are passes being made. Curtis White right now in the 6th spot. Thomas Stokes up his inside. Battle for 6th. And Andrew Skelnick right there in 5th within range of some of these guys. Yellow flag wreck in the back. We're looking for it. And it looks like Dylan Rosenberg will be turned around. Caution is out. Brendan Barkuski, big front end damage. He was involved. And possibly the 47 of Dominic Russo in another incident. Let's take a look at the incident report. To watch this entire field come off the corner, I believe we should be looking right around the 14th position, or towards midfield. Oh, there's already a car loose off of 4, and it's a pretty decent-sized pile-up. Cars blinking in and out. Now we're going to get it a little bit closer for you viewers. Oh, the 25 is a little loose, but Dylan Rosenberg is the one that gets around. 25 checks up. 19 runs him over. Lucas Strayer into the wreck, the 13. And it's not over. On board, Brandon Barkuski. One last time at speed. About 5 cars involved in that incident. And that'll bring us another yellow. So if you pit right now to top off fuel, I mean, you're already going to have about 11 laps on the rest of the guys that pit on lap 20. We'll see if anybody in the back takes that strategy. Looks like that's Zach Mertez that will in the 02. A couple of others hitting pit road, some of the guys involved in the incident. Through that, Liv Peters' outside pole for tonight has dropped back to the 15th spot. Looks like she will restart there. Justin Thompson back up to 9th. Casey Carrington still holding on to your lead. So we're going to do some pace laps around Legacy, Texas. And here we go at the flag stand, Casey Carrington and your Barney or your flagman, Barney, will come to an agreement on when they want to launch. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. Casey Carrington will launch the green. Michael Mullins out of the groove all the way to the outside. Is there an issue on the 64 machine? Does it cause a checkup? Michael Mullins jumped to the outside. I believe race control will have to throw a black flag clear for those cars that went underneath him. And a yellow flag comes out. Is there a wreck in the back? I'm trying to find if there are any cars missing. So the 1908 and Gould has some damage. I wonder if the yellow was thrown for... Oh, actually, it might not have been thrown for the restart. It could be thrown for Noah Brexit. Let's take a look at the replay for him. Well, that's really weird. Why is he... The 19's trying to pass. He's a little bit of a faster, slow car. So the 19's to his bumper. He's going to look to the inside, and the 24 just drives down the track to block us. The 19 goes, okay, well, I'll go up and finish you off. You're going to wreck anyways. That was odd. And that brings out the yellow, which, I mean, they were in the back, but it is a wreck anyways. It's a wreck in front of the racetrack, but I don't know. Race control says we're not going to let it slide. We'll throw the yellow for that, and we'll have to re-rack them. If you pit now, you get a little bit more extra fuel in the tank, see? We'll just wait around here. Talked to Casey Carrington already at the start of the race. Stephen Miles, Chris Heller, Andrew Skelnick, Curtis White, your top 5. Thomas Stokes, Justin Thompson, Conor LaFrance, Jacob Alicia, Micah Mullins round out in that top 10. Nathan Jurgensen, Christian Strader, Dayton Taylor, Garrett Johnston, Lilith Peters, top 15. James Silver, Daniel Giroux, Mauricio Montenegro, Chris Worrell, Ty Mosley, your top 20. Kyle Ether, Mike Husby, Christopher Murphy, Craig Martin, Drew Prowl, Zach Mieritz, Dominic Russo, Dylan Rosenberg, Justin Ray, and Walker McAulty, your 30 up front. And about everybody else is almost out of the race or limping around the racetrack. But we'll give her one more shot. Casey Carrington has done this about 3 or 4 times already. And we're not sure what happened to Michael Mullins. He restarts 11th. We don't know why he jumped out of line. Maybe he put the power down a little bit too hard and it got jumpy. But here we go. Casey Carrington to the restart zone. He will take his pick and when he wants to launch again. Stephen Miles to his outside. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. We're going to be back racing here at Legacy, Texas. Race number 5, season 11 of the All-American Cup Series.
Green flag, green flag.
Stephen Miles drag race with Casey Carrington, and we got a yellow flag wrecking in the back. The 25, the 6, the 24, the 06 of Chris Worrell going backwards. Pace car will destroy him. What happened here, guys? Watch him into the restart zone. Did we miss anything here? Ooh, I saw somebody get turned right at the last second. .22 in the back of the 6. I'm not sure where. We have some weird angles here for this restart, so we're going to have to pay attention probably to our peripherals. Oh, Michael Mullins, another bad restart. Checks up the outside line. Who gets turned? Oh, it's right behind the leaderboard. We can't really see. We did have our drone following the wreck, so we'll check again. All right, look at the top of your screen. Checkups, because of Michael Mullins' bad restarts, sends the car into the 06. 6, the 31 involved. Not sure who that was that turned into Chris Worrell, but it'll bring out the yellow. And we'll have to re-rack them again. And by the way, Stephen Miles won that drag race off the restart into turn 1. So Stephen Miles will inherit the lead. Let's talk to him. Never mind. Oh, there he is. Steven, rowdy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, Steven, here you are up at the top spot. You won that drag race with Casey Carrington to have the top spot. We've had a couple of restarts, so I figured you were going to learn his game. What do we got to do to hang on to this track position? You got the speed to win tonight?
I have no clue, man. I haven't been racing about a month or so, and I really surprised myself this qualifying run and to be up here in my home track. And yeah, I caught these little games, and it was a perfect restart, man. I'm just smiling. But I mean, the race is not even halfway over. I'm trying to see if this clean air really would do, and let's see if we could. It's a speed. It's a top 5 for sure, but let's see if we could win it.
Alrighty, and please remind me what team you're a part of. I didn't pay attention hard enough to figure out what call to throw you back in.
Laser Racing.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll send him back down with teammates Kyle Ether and Dominic Russo. So Stephen Miles, yeah, he was playing the game. He was paying attention. He gets the good launch, and he grabs the lead. He seems pretty excited. We definitely haven't spoke to him on the AACS broadcast, but I can't be completely sure this is his first start. So the official fuel numbers came in right around 37 to 38 laps. With all that pacing, who knows what these guys were able to save. Here we go. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. Stephen Miles will lead them to green. It's a good launch out of him. Can we keep it green? No wreck in the back, hopefully. Stephen Miles, good launch over Casey Carrington. He will clear him through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Casey Carrington looks to the inside. Stephen Miles pushes up the track. Does that open the door for Carrington? Off of turn number 4, down the straightaway, Stephen stays ahead. Andrew Skelnick has Thomas Smokes up his inside. Thomas Smokes will take the 4th spot. Meanwhile, Chris Heller trying to run down Casey Carrington for the 2nd spot. Justin Thompson side-by-side with Connor LaFrance. Jacob Alicia side-by-side with Dayton Taylor. On the front stretch, Thompson, LaFrance still side-by-side. Taylor and Alicia side-by-side. Dayton Taylor 8th. Justin Thompson 6th. Thompson rotates around the outside of LaFrance. Dayton Taylor got a little loose there, probably had a lift at center 1 and 2. That'll allow Alicia to clear into 8th. And here comes Curtis White in that 10th spot trying to grab a position. Dayton Taylor is just glued to that outside line right now. Rear view of Jacob Alicia. Chris Heller in 3rd has just about ran down Casey Carrington. He's all over his rear bumper. On board with the 16 of Chris Heller. Spending a little bit more time off throttle than Casey Carrington around the bottom of the racetrack. So Casey's probably pushing a little bit harder, but I think Chris Heller's saving some better tire. Meanwhile, Dayton Taylor, Jacob Alicia going back at it. This time it's a battle for 8th. Dayton Taylor, I mean, pretty much ripping the fence right now at Legacy, Texas. They're going to run up on Conor LaFrance really quick. Where would Dayton Taylor go? He'll have to get to the rear bumper of LaFrance. LaFrance having some handling issues. Stay on board with Dayton Taylor. No, he'll put it in the fence. And they'll knock the momentum out of that car. Here comes Michael Mullins to capitalize. He's just about able to grab that position. Jacob Alicia trying to hang with LaFrance right now. So LaFrance 7th, Jacob Alicia 8th, Michael Mullins 9th, as the 99 immediately returns to that top line. Now Dayton Taylor looks to the inside of Jacob Alicia into turn 3. They're going to be side by side here. See how Alicia does with the runoff exit. Might have just barely brushed the wall. Doesn't lose the momentum. He will clear. Jacob Alicia into the 8th spot officially. Dayton Taylor will fall back off. Michael Mullins had a little bit of a run there, but he just kind of lost his footing. Falls back a few car lengths, settling out in the 10th spot. Does have to worry about Lilith Peters, who's trying to drive her way back up to the front. But hasn't really had that pace and dirty air to do so. She didn't pass as many cars as Justin Thompson did since their first time pitting. Lilith will take it to the bottom. She'll get a run here on Michael Mullins. Here we go, Thomas Stokes driving his way into the top 3 up the inside of Chris Heller. And he'll take it away. Thomas Stokes on the move right now in that 66. I think changing that paint scheme has helped him out. He's had some rough races, a lot of incidents created by himself, but gets rid of the Mike and Ike's, throws on the Dr. Pepper, and now he's on a roll. Texas loves their Dr. Pepper. I think it's working out for Thomas Stokes. We're going to give you guys some insight on this points picture at the moment, as Stephen Miles tries to pull away from your points leader, league owner Casey Carrington, sitting at the top of the docket. Just behind him in second, Craig Martin. Let me double check this is right. I'm looking for the points. Doesn't seem to be the actual points.
Yellow flag is out.
So we're trying to figure out the points. The yellow flag will fly. Christopher Murphy in the 21 is around. He had a great run at Bristol. And now that front end is destroyed. Let's take a look at the replay from Christopher Murphy. Christopher Murphy's already in the wall. Gets ran over by the 12. Well, that's the 38 that was around. And then there's the 21. Not sure how any of this happened. We don't even have an incident report out of either car with them blinking out. Looks like a horror movie. Here's Christopher Murphy. Oh, well, that's the wreck. So the last time the majority of the field pit was right around lap 20. We're on lap 55, but have not gotten many green flag laps at all, which means not many laps on the tires. What's the strategy? We're going to watch it from the mirror, Stephen Miles. I think the rest of the field are going to kind of play off the leaders. So him, Casey Carrick, Thomas Stokes, Justin Thompson will have some say what the rest of the field does. Take tires now. They're pretty much just scuffs you have on the car. And it looks like the entire field will head down pit road. Most of these guys doing it for the fuel. Lilith Peters will stay out. So does Lucas Strayer. And Zach Mertes. Lilith Peters will assume the lead, deciding to stay out. That's the best course of action. Here we go. Now we have the driver standings, courtesy of SimRacerHub.com. Casey Carrington, league owner and leader of Season 11, 160 points. Right behind him, Curtis White, 157. Then it's Jake Miller, 145 points. That's a decent-sized gap. Ethan again, 128. Justin Thompson, 123. Lucas Strayer, 121. Nathan Jurgensen, 118. Justin Ray, 117. Michael Mullins, 115. Rounding out the top 10, Christopher Heller, 107. So Casey Carrick and Curtis White, two-car battle for the points right now. They've been very consistent all season long. 3 points separate the pair. Both have been top 5 all day. Curtis White, though, finds himself on pit road longer. Top off extra fuel. Some other guys down here, like the 16, who are up towards the front. So Curtis White has a lot of position to make up to stay within range of Casey Carrington, who will restart in the 6th position. That's a lot of points to lose there. Here we go. Lilith Peters decides, I'm going to stay out. Everybody else goes in, topping off fuel. Most take a set of tires. Lucas Strayer, Zach Mirtes, Craig Martin will join her. 4 cars stay out. The rest of the field hit pit road. And how big of a difference are those tires? Again, not that many laps, green flag on them, but still laps nonetheless. How were you able to save? Lilith Peters, Lucas Strayer, Zach Merites, Craig Martin on the old tires. Everybody else on the new. Green flag is up, green flag is out. Lilith Peters will get a good launch. We're back racing here at Texas. Good launch on Lilith Peters. Here comes Stephen Miles already up the inside, trying to grab some free spots, and going backwards right now is Craig Martin. Yellow flag is out. I'm looking for it, guys. The 12-car Ty Mosley sideways in the middle of the track. We don't have an instant report for it, but we'll have to look at it the old-fashioned way. Here we go. So Noah Brexton all over his rear bumper, gets into the back of him, that practically runs him over. The 12 saves it and then doesn't save it. Interesting. We'll go on board. We do have onboard footage with beans and toast. You're in a damaged race car running in the back, 14 laps down, and he's going to run over a lead lap guy and bring out another yellow. So Lilith Peters, we'll see. Does she use that as a little inclination of, all right, yeah, that yellow came out. Second guessing on if you want to stick to the strategy or not. We'll see. I believe decisions will be made next time by for Lilith Peters. Same thing for Lucas Strayer. Of course, we saw Craig Martin going backwards heavy on the top line of that 22. We'll interview Lilith, but first we'll make sure she's done making her decision if she's going to hit pit road or not. Here we go. Lilith Peters, Lucas Strayer, Zach Martez. Do they hit pit road now, or are they going to stay out officially this time and make their bed with this strategy? Seems Lilith will stay out. Peters will pull to the outside. We're going to wait momentarily on that interview. Quite enough time. We're going to let her lock in. Didn't mean to blue balls you guys on that one. Alrighty, Lilith Peters got a decent jump on her restart, but everybody else on old tires who has to guess were left hanging and getting eaten up. Stephen Miles jumped to the inside to grab some spots. So hopefully nobody gets ran over. We'll attempt to restart this race once again, just under halfway. And now some different strategy throughout the field. Here we go, Lilith Peters will lead them into the restart zone. Will the strategy work out for Lilith? Have an extra set of tires at the end. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. We're back racing here at Legacy, Texas. Great job to Lilith Peters. Meanwhile, 3 wide right now with Stephen Miles, wants to grab some positions on that top line. Zach Merites, Lucas Strayer. Middle and bottom. Zach Merites tries to park it in the middle. Contact with Casey Carrington. Can't keep it straight. Justin Thompson comes around the outside to buzz him. Dayton Taylor following. And you can see those old tires not doing much. Field is really tight right now. From second to probably right around 12th. Dayton Taylor loose in the middle. Michael Mullins behind him. Zach Merites has dropped to 7th. Lucas Strayer 10th. And they're still hemorrhaging positions. At what point was the strategy not worth it? Some will say you have to wait to the end to see if that caution comes out for him, but losing all this track position, being off the pace, or potentially putting yourself at risk of being in a wreck, definitely not a good ROI.
Yellow.
And we have a yellow flag. And it looks like the 29, a Connor LaFrance. Big damage all around the 29 car. Oh, and there's more cars wrecked. That looks to be James Silver and Mauricio Montenegro. We're going to have to see how they fit into this. I don't know if that was a wreck after the yellow. I did not see it, obviously. Take a look at the replay. Here we go. Connor LaFrance in the 29. Mauricio Montenegro and James Silvers is behind him. Oh, that car just gets loose. The arrow loose from the 92. 15 gets damaged, and Mauricio Montenegro into the back of James Silvers. Oh my gosh, let's look at that. Arrow loose at Legacy, Texas. Watch it. I mean, maybe it's net code, but I want to think he just got loose. And we'll go ahead and bring Lilith Peters up into the booth. Lilith, Rowdy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, Lilith. Looks like you've made your bed with the strategy, unless you're going to trick me and head down pit road this time. Which,
Sure am.
Oh, well, I'll talk to you during the pit stop if you don't mind. Let's talk about the strategy. You're going to get some fresher tires than the rest of the field, but we saw getting through that track position was difficult the last time around. Can we do it this time?
Probably not. Just don't want to get wrecked.
Alrighty. I'll send you back down. No, probably won't work. We just don't want to get wrecked. Okay. Good answer. Good enough. Of course, I thought she was going to make her a bed with the strategy. Then we pull her into the booth and she heads down pit road. So we'll end that quick. We need to have a good pit road stop. I don't want to be the reason she has a mistake on pit road. Well, that'll put Stephen Miles back on the tip of the spear. Casey Carrington second, Justin Thompson third, Thomas Stokes fourth, Dayton Taylor fifth. Michael Mullen, Zach Merites, Andrew Skelnick, Jacob Alicia, Kyle Ether, your top 10. Again, Zach Merites, he's made his bed with the strategy. He's staying out. Lucas Strayer in 11th, same thing. Lilith will be the one to say, hey, I don't want to get wrecked here. We'll get rid of the strategy. I'll take, 10 lap fresher tires. I still think that's going to be a net gain right now with that yellow coming out. Well, the field we get side by side. Next time by, we'll take the green. Can we keep it clean? Alrighty, at the flag stand, Stephen Miles has done a great job at getting his place up at the front and hanging on to it. Casey Carrington, though, will be to his outside as he had the speed to get him back. Stephen Miles, good launch. Casey Carrington gets into second. Now we got a side-by-side battle for third. Justin Thompson in the bottom. Thomas Stokes all the way at the top. Justin Thompson will clear. 99 to Dayton Taylor fifth. Michael Mullen sixth. Now the back straightaway. Now Casey Carrington. He'll look to the inside of Stephen Miles and looks for the lead. Stephen Miles will hang on. Justin Thompson clears into third. Here comes Michael Mullins and Dayton Taylor on the inside of Thomas Stokes. Thomas Stokes almost got into the nose of Dayton Taylor, really drove it down there at the bottom. Justin Thompson now to the inside of Casey Carrington, battle for second. And Thompson will drive right around him for that position. Match tires, but Thompson's looking faster. Thomas Stokes up the inside. Dayton Taylor trying to run the top and get a buzz off. Casey Carrington to the wall. Dayton Taylor has to lift. That'll allow Michael Mullins to drive around with Andrew Skelnick. Oh, Dayton Taylor is going to be frustrated about that one as he has to stay stuck behind Casey Carrington, hemorrhaging all these positions he fought so hard to get. And now Thomas Stokes is in a battle with Justin Thompson for second. Thomas Stokes wants to get on the action. He'll go up the inside, slide job. He'll leave a little bit of room out there for Justin Thompson. Justin Thompson on that top line. Will he look for the crossover? He'll have to. But it looks like Thomas Stokes will actually clear him. Can Justin Thompson get back to the inside into turn one? Thomas doesn't shut the door, leaves it open. Probably preferring to run the middle at the moment. Thomas Stokes will clear into second. And we got Noah Brexit. Just lost the right front wheel down the back straightaway off the track. Thankfully, that car is destroyed. I would think it's time to park it. Now Justin Thompson battling back against Thomas Stokes. He looks to the inside. Stokes in the middle. And Stephen Miles isn't able to pull out by a second. Justin Thompson off the bottom, gets a good exit. Michael Mullins now into the fourth spot. And Thomas Stokes is giving him everything right now. On board with Stokes. Justin still down there. Look at the run on exit. Will he come across the nose of Stokes? Yes, he will. But Stokes can't go anywhere. And Justin Thompson will re-clear for second. '21 of Christopher Murphy off the pace. Might have spun off it too. Keeps it to the bottom. Here comes Michael Mullins and Andrew Skelnick. On board with Skelnick, who's ripping the fence right now at Legacy, Texas. This is my favorite way around a racetrack, but what does it do to the tires? He gets a really big run. You'll look to the inside. Up the inside of Thomas Stokes. Can he go 2 for 1 here, even with Michael Mullins? Mullins actually got a really good exit on the top line himself, so he'll fit into third. Andrew Skelnick fourth. Thomas Stokes falls back to fifth. On board, Casey Carrington. Up the inside. Can he make it stick on the bottom? Thomas Stokes will hurt his exit a little bit by staying in the middle. Then we'll move up to the top of the straightaway. Andrew Skelnick into fourth. Casey Carrington trying to grab fifth from Thomas Stokes at the moment. Looks like Casey Carrington will get back into the top 5 after hemorrhaging some spots there at the beginning of this run. Dayton Taylor sits back in 7th, still battling Jacob Alicia. Excuse me, no, that's Kyle Ether in 8th, battling Alicia. Dayton Taylor 7th. Kyle Ether will fall back. Christian Strader, rookie. And the number 20 up the inside. Their close battle on track, just outside the top 15. You got Curtis White trying to run down these guys in front of him. Zach Bertez, Mike Husby, Garrett Johnston, all in a little pack. But just behind him right now, the 17, Lilith Peters. Had to start back around 29th to 30th on that restart. With 10 lap fresher tires, she could slowly pick her way through this field and have some advantage at the end. Of course, Curtis White hurting for a good point stay at the moment. Really loose off the corner. Lilith Peters will let him save it. And we'll get around to the 16th spot. Garrett Johnston in the 15, Mike Husby in the 6, battling side by side. Kyle Ether going backwards. Jacob Alicia cleared him. Here comes Christian Strader. He'll get around Kyle Ether, and Daniel Giroux now trying to drive to the top 10. Has to get around the 8 car. Getting a lot of incident reports right now out of Elijah Cole, so I figured I'd check on him. About 2 wrecks in the same lap, including an off-track. We'll pull it around a pit road as your leader, Stephen Miles, will go by. Right now, Andrew Skelnick trying to run down Michael Mullins, battle for 3rd. On board with Skelnick, looks to the inside. Andrew Skelnick had to really lift out of it. Michael Mullins coming back on the top line. And Andrew loses all of that ground and momentum. And now Michael Mullins is trying to run down Justin Thompson. Within 2/10. He's tracking a lot better than the 33 right now. Had a lot of off-throttle time there, but was still able to roll fairly quickly and stay on Justin Thompson. Oh, almost into the fence, keeps it off. Good rotation now. Make up for it on exit as Justin Thompson brushes the wall. The pair are running down Stephen Miles, but Michael Mullins a little bit faster. I really like his turn down here on turn 1. It's to turn 2, it's a really good diamond. He's a lot quicker in 1 and 2 than he is in 3 and 4. 3 and 4, Justin Thompson kind of gets it back. We'll see if Mullins tries anything different this time. He'll float it up for the diamond. Can he drive off? Yes, he will. He does a good job of getting the power down, too, without really spinning the tires. And now he looks to the outside of Justin Thompson. I thought Justin was going to shut the door there. Had to give him room. Remember, these guys have history. Just last week, we talked about it. I'm sure Justin's going to run Michael super hard. Michael Mullins returns to the fence. His run on the exit. Closes the distance with Justin Thompson again. This time he puts a nose on the bottom. And he'll keep it on the bottom as Justin runs the middle. See how they fare here as the pair have caught Stephen Miles. Justin a little loose, had to compensate because the lap car up there on those exit, and that's going to allow Andrew Skelnick to get there. Man, Mullins will be able to make a pass for second and now has to defend third as Justin Thompson gets out by half a second in just that half a lap. By the way, guys, everybody still has to pit one more time. And Andrew Skelnick will drive right around Michael Mullins. That's unfortunate. I really thought Mullins was going to make a nice run there, even for the lead, because they were catching Stephen Miles. The gap between Stephen Miles and Justin Thompson, 0.3 of a second. On board, Justin Thompson. Let's watch him drive this car. He looked a little out of shape with trying to stay in front of stay in front of Michael Mullins. He's been keeping that car right around the middle of the track. Just as I say that, Stephen Miles will put a 10th back on Justin Thompson. We're waiting on Andrew Skelnick now to see if he can catch up to the 33 and make something happen. Meanwhile, Casey Carrington, Dayton Taylor battling it out for 5th. Dayton Taylor has caught the 9 and tries to make a move on the outside. He will. Now, Andrew Skelnick has put it up along the fence to try to drive around Justin Thompson. Expect pit stops anytime soon for fuel. We're just about within the window, within another handful of laps. And here comes Andrew Skelnick. Justin Thompson wanted to shut the door, couldn't get there in time. Car high, his spotter had to say. Can Andrew Skelnick power around the top? Justin's been doing a really good job of just keeping that car in position. Through turns 3 and 4, he can't shut the door that time either. And Andrew Skelnick now draws even with the 33. The leader just in front. Off of turn 2, Skelnick with the run. He will clear Justin Thompson. Stephen Miles now just 1/10 in front. Andrew Skelnick to the top. Stephen Miles has not left the bottom. Crash report, Ty Mosley. He spun on the entrance of pit road, so he will stay green. I thought we were about to get a yellow at the moment, but Andrew Skelnick now still battling side by side with Miles. Miles will hit pit road. He goes, they caught me. It's time to play my strategy, and I'm going to beat them all down pit road, but that also means the other drivers will have a lap or 2 extra rubber on those tires. But I think that was the right call. You were losing spots. You're about to drop probably 3 or 4 in just a handful of laps. Pit now. And that's going to force the hand of Justin Thompson, Andrew Skelnick, Michael Mullins. And will they hit pit road? Looks like Justin Thompson. He'll hit pit road. Dayton Taylor follows. Now Andrew Skelnick is left out there leading with Michael Mullins behind him. A lot of drivers hitting pit road at the moment. You see a handful rolling down there. We'll watch Andrew Skelnick and Michael Mullins. Will they decide to enter? Doesn't look like it. Both cars buzzing the top. You can really hear how worn the tires are on board of Michael Mullins. Struggling to get the car to rotate. Andrew Skelnick tried to make it work into pit road. That was close. I don't know if Michael Mullins is ready for that. If Michael Mullins is going to enter on the bottom there like a lot of guys saving tire do, that could have been bad. But here comes Lilith Peters. She's in the third spot. Casey Carrington still yet to pit alongside Michael Mullins. So Lilith can go another 10 laps if she wants. She's still not good for the end. Will have to pit. We'll see if she can make up pace on the cars that have pit. Let's go catch your battle for the relative lead right now. As your leaders hit pit road, here's Stephen Miles. He's out front compared to everybody else that's already hit pit road. Now, you could technically say Zach Mertes, but Zach pit lap 83. That's a huge difference from 83 to 96. So I'm going to give the advantage to Stephen Miles. And he is catching him, and I don't believe Zach Mertes has enough to get to the end. Justin Thompson. He's a 1.5 seconds behind Stephen Miles, but remember, he has 1 lap fresher tires. Ladies and gentlemen, that does make a difference. So Lilith Peters, your actual leader. She's going to stay out for a little bit because of that advantage. And then your relative leader belongs to Stephen Miles. He pit lap 96. Relatively in the second spot, Justin Thompson, pit lap 97. Dayton Taylor, relatively third, also pit lap 97. Andrew Skelnick, lap 99. So now we're just waiting on for Lilith Peters, Justin Ray, Craig Martin, James Silvers to all hit pit road. Everybody making passes right now. Getting laps back. Passes for position under the cycle. Christian Strader will go by Lilith Peters to get his lap back. So now we just got to play the waiting game to see how these guys even out. Right now, this is what we got to keep an eye on. Stephen Miller, 4th. Behind him by almost the full straightaways, Justin Thompson. Dayton Taylor in tow. Then Andrew Skelnick back a little bit further. And as the field continues to cycle out, Lilith Peters, one of the last left to pit, and now she will hit pit road. And it'll be an on-track pass for position. Steven did not need to get his lap back. He will take the lead once he passes Lilith on pit road. So Lilith has a little bit under 30 laps to try to drive her way back up to the front or as high as she can get. That's a lot of ground and a lot of time to make up in just under 30 laps. So now Stephen Miles has cycled out with your lead. He's 1.7 seconds ahead of Justin Thompson. In the third spot, Dayton Taylor, 0.7 off of Justin Thompson. Andrew Skelnick, 4th, 3.5 seconds to overall leader Stephen Miller. Zach Mertes, I believe he cannot make it to the end. He will have to pit at some point. Michael Mullins, some of the freshest tires out there right now, pit lap 100. And Lilith Peters got put 1 lap down during that cycle. Lap 104 tires. So Stephen Miller right now, the gap 1.6. Justin Thompson was able to grab a 10th. But is it enough time to make up that much time? And who is quicker? Stephen was getting ran down by Justin Thompson, but it was a run a lot longer than 30 laps. At the moment, Justin Thompson, according to the timesheets, is catching. Here's Stephen Miles, and there's Justin Thompson. Dayton Taylor, Andrew Skelnick. Stephen Miles just needs to not outthink himself, hit his mark as consistently as possible. Not really worry about the time to the guy behind you. Worry about running your race, doing what you did just the run before. Justin Thompson is trying to set heaters right now around Legacy, Texas. Meanwhile, Andrew Skelnick catching Dayton Taylor for the third spot. Andrew Skelnick immediately moves up to the wall to buzz it. Dayton Taylor will stay low for a little bit. Obviously more concerned about having some tires later in the run. Now Justin Thompson is within the 1 second range of Stephen Miles. Can he run him down and get that lead, get that win? You can already hear Steven out of the throttle quite a bit. Those tires now not even really that many laps in compared to the previous runs. He's having to lift a lot. He's getting tight. The gap in tires, only 1 lap. But already, right around 16 laps into this run, Stephen Miller has fallen off, and Justin Thompson is reeling him in. Oh, that was so close for Justin Thompson, using literally everything on corner exit there. But look at the time he gained all the way down the straightaway. And he's really fighting that car too. Now the gap just under half a second. And both drivers are really working it. You can tell Justin Thompson is just running Stephen Miles down. The gap now 3/10. We're just about 15 laps to go. Just over. And Justin Thompson is now going to battle for the lead. Stephen Miles, what will he do to keep that car up front? Got to use that dirty air, run some lines, maybe you haven't yet, and make it wide, or will he let Justin just get on by easily? How hard do you fight for your first win of the season? Justin Thompson looking for back-to-back wins. Hands down the fastest car at Bristol tonight. There is some parity amongst the other drivers. And here we go now. 2/10 is the gap. And if anything goes wrong, Andrew Skelnick and Dayton Taylor are right there ready to pounce. Skelnick has slowly been reeling in Justin Thompson during this time. And now that Justin's within range for that dirty air to play in effect, he's finding it difficult to rotate. He's searching for grip. He's trying to put that nose in clean air. He's really loose on the corner there. Keeps it on the bottom, trying to feather that wheel around. Just stuck within 3/10. Dirty air is playing to effect. Justin Thompson now has the middle. Steven goes to the bottom. Oh, and look at that. As soon as Steven comes up and takes away that clean air, all that downforce in the nose of Justin lifts, and the car comes out of balance. And he has to wheel it, and that's what's allowing Steven to stay ahead. So as long as Steven doesn't make a mistake, and keeps planting dirty air on the nose of Justin Thompson, he's sitting really pretty right now. 15 laps to go. Now Justin Thompson looks for that high line. He's trying to buzz the top. Justin Thompson, really good run off the top line. And down the straightaway, he closes the gap to just under 2/10. Steven will try to track up the straightaway. Puts Justin in the dirty air, but Justin already had the car rotated. And now he's about to pull alongside Steven Miles into turn 3. All over his rear bumper, even gets him loose. Steven Miles will save it, but there was contact from the nose of Justin Thompson. Steven Miles will re-clear. Oh, he's loose in the middle of the straightaway, and he's spinning Steven Miles from the lead to Recchi on pit road exit. And we stay green, Justin Thompson to the lead. And I don't think there was contact. I think it was the air. We have time to grab the replay. You're going to see it right here. Steven Miles, right where we saw, I'm not sure exactly who it was early in the race, maybe Mike Husby. The car loose all by itself. I mean, that is such a blunder. And I think staying green will rub salt in the wound. And Justin Thompson now has to stay in front of Dayton Taylor. Andrew Skelnick lost that position. So Dayton 5/10 off now. We'll get into second. Thompson into the wall. This race might not be over. Here comes Dayton Taylor with a run. Justin Thompson gets into the fence. He's going to have to spin about 2 corners to get that momentum back. Dayton Taylor trying to drive off the top. He gets the diamond. He gets the run, and he's now going to look for the lead up the inside. Justin tries to shut the door, tries to block, runs the 99 down a lane. And Dayton Taylor up the inside still has the momentum. Justin can drive off the top. Now Dayton Taylor knows how hard Justin's going to battle for this win. What is off limits? What's on the table? Dayton Taylor now, he'll look to the inside. Justin Thompson up top, run on exit, give it to Dayton. Here comes Justin finally. Halfway down the back straightaway, they're side by side going into turn 3. And I think as long as you have that outside line, you can get the drive off. Justin has the advantage. Dayton Taylor just needs to work on him here. Try to get to that top line, set him up, do a crossover. Justin Thompson re-clears. Coming back around to 8 laps to go. Now, Dayton Taylor drives to the rear. Where will Justin go? He has to stick to the top, so Dayton will drive it to the bottom again. But you'll see it. Look at this corner exit speed around the top. That's where Justin Thompson is able to capitalize, but now they're more even. Dayton might have the advantage going into turn 1. He can't really do much of a slider. The noses are not rotating as nice as they were or as nice as he'd like it to, but they still leave exit. Can Dayton Taylor get up there and side draft to 33? Justin Thompson staying about a car length ahead. Dayton Taylor now up the inside. It's a really fair run. Not quite where he was before. He's going to have to try something different unless he believes he can run Justin Thompson's tires harder than what he's running and get him at the very end. Still a couple of laps left to really make some changes on the balance of the car. Dayton Taylor brings it even. They're almost wheel to wheel. He's still not getting as close as I'd like him to be. I would side draft the 33, pull him backwards on the straightaway, but he's giving Justin Thompson plenty of room and hugging the bottom all the way through turns 3 and 4. And at the stripe, it's still Justin Thompson's. Dayton Taylor into the corner. He's not letting himself over brake. He's hitting his marks nice and smooth, trying to have the advantage on the exit, even almost contact. He got loose off the corner, kept it off of Justin Thompson, and here they go into turn 3. Dayton Taylor removed Justin up out of the groove. I think that what goes around comes around after Thompson blocked him down to the inside and got into him. So now Dayton Taylor leads, 5 laps to go. Justin Thompson, he'll drive back up the inside, and Michael Mullins might enter the chat. This time, Dayton Taylor gets the high line advantage. Justin Thompson will have to wrap the bottom. Down the back straightaway, Dayton Taylor has the advantage. He will even clear the 33, but here comes Michael Mullins on 3 lap fresher tires. Justin Thompson ships it in. It'll have to be a crossover to Dayton Taylor. No, he leaves the gap high for the 99. Taylor keeps the outside. Where will Michael Mullins go? Into turn 1. Mullins stays right in the dirty air. Justin Thompson. Justin trying to bring it to the middle. Dayton Taylor, he's not getting the run off the exit. I thought he would. Justin Thompson has re-cleared. Dayton Taylor could not make the top line work. He'll give the lead back. Justin Thompson hoping Michael Mullins and Dayton Taylor slow each other down. And at the flag stand, ladies and gentlemen, 3 laps to go here at Legacy, Texas. And Justin Thompson is pulling away. Michael Mullins now gets his run to the outside of Dayton Taylor, running out of time to make something happen. We don't know how bad he's been driving those tires into the ground this run. Those 3 laps might not make enough difference. 2 laps to go at the flag stand. Michael Mullins will clear. He has to use a total of 8 corners to get to the lead. And there goes 2, 6 more. Can he get there? At the flag stand, it's going to be a white flag, 1 more lap to go. He's fighting hard to rotate that car. Justin Thompson off the corner, loose. He's losing momentum, but he'll see the white flag. No matter what, we're racing back under green flag conditions. Michael Mullins is there. Justin Thompson, what kind of defense can he play? Michael Mullins now looks down to the inside. Where can he go from here? To the rear bumper. Does he have enough in the tank to get to Justin Thompson? He sends it on the top line. Justin Thompson down low. Will it be the runoff exit? No. Coming to the checkered. Justin Thompson has hung on and goes back to back.
Holy shit, boys, that's 2 in a row.
There is some higher power.
You win, Justin?
Yep.
Good job, brother.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Man, what a hustle out of the 33. That was insane. Dayton Taylor, I think, might have wanted to give a congratulatory bump, hopefully. But Justin Thompson is your winner. Michael Mullins finishes 2nd. Dayton Taylor 3rd. Andrew Skelnick 4th. Christian Strader 5th. But how about that in a Justin Thompson? Back to back, and he'll burn it down right here in front of the flag stand. Legacy, Texas belongs to the 33. for Cornerstone Motorsports. As he begins his Polish victory lap, we'll talk to him. Justin, Rowdy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy.
Man, I want you to just break down those last 12 to 15 laps. Did you think you were going to win that deal once Dayton Taylor got that top line? Where'd that run come from at the end? And then you got Michael Mullins knocking on your rear bumper. Ain't that a little familiar?
Yeah, a little familiar for sure after last week. You know, honestly, I didn't know if I was going to be able to hold Dayton off. I did everything I could to disturb the airflow on his car when he got below me to hopefully put some more wear on his tires, to slow him down just a little bit if I could. But, yeah, you know, it is what it is. Then I didn't think I was going to catch Melnick, or not Melnick, but Miles. But all of a sudden, I just started reeling him in, and then he was playing the mirror game, and he kept trying to put his car directly in front of where I was going every single lap. So at that point, I just started changing on entry where I was going to go, and I was lifting early to get to where I wanted to be on the track. And you know, I moved around. I was able to get to him. I got to him getting into turn 3 on the back stretch, and I gave him a little bit of a bump on the back stretch because he moved down the track after he ran the top side the lap before. I wasn't expecting him to be there. I got into him a little bit, and then coming off 4, he was super, super sideways. And as I was coming off 4, I had a run on him while he was sideways, and I guess the air just went ahead and spun him on around.
Well, Justin, it was another really good win out of you. The pace has been phenomenal so far this season. You finally get that win in Bristol. We turn around and back it up tonight at Texas. Great showing.
Yeah, I did what I could. I tried to race everybody clean tonight. I mean, I got screwed a couple times. You know, I got aero griefed early, got some damage out of that, and had to pit under that first caution after the opening 20 laps. I think we had that were all green. I got aero griefed a little bit, got up into the wall, got sideways when the air hit the nose of the car and loaded me down with downforce. Car jumped sideways and my right rear caught the wall, got a little damage, had to get in pit road, get it fixed, came back out 18th, and just slowly just made progress all night, just tried to points race a little bit.
All righty. Congratulations, Dustin. I'm going to send you back down.
All right. Thanks, Jake.
Send him back down, finishing P2 tonight, the 64 of Michael Mullins. Man, that's about as close could get. And we'll get him up to the booth. Michael Mullins, Rowdy up at the booth. He got a copy. Michael Mullins, Rowdy up at the booth. Got a copy.
Hey, Rowdy.
There we go, Michael. Man, I think you were really trying to give it as much as you could. You were one of the best at nailing that top line, but did you feel like you needed more laps there, or what was Justin doing just to stay in front of you?
I mean, I could sit here and point out 7 or 8 different things. I got loose pretty badly a couple times in that last run that cost me a lot of time. I could have probably gotten around Dayton a couple corners earlier than I did. I mean, I could point to all the what ifs, but I mean, ultimately, it's kind of ironic, right? The guy that you run over and make a fool of yourself last week is the guy in front of you for the win this week. So I'm going into it like I can't afford to turn him. No one will be on my side if I do. I can't afford to put him in the wall because no one will be on my side if I do. So, you know, I mean, if last week didn't happen, I probably could have tried to rough him a little bit or at least try to get him loose in the 3, but I just figured, well, he's probably going to defend, so if I can try to get the run out of 4, I might be able to get beside him at the line. And he saw it coming and had a good exit. So no, honestly, I mean, it was a great final run. I had a ton of fun. It's a shame that a lot of people are upset with all the early yellows. Um, second half of that race was some of the best we've had all season. So I hope that some of the guys are able to appreciate the later half of that race as time goes on. But no, congrats to Justin. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it stinks, but hey, I'll try again next week.
Oh, really good run. And I think it was a great showing. I think you definitely made up for the little mistake we made last week. And, you could always end that argument or conversation with, well, you still did win both times now. So
That that was my justification last week. And also he and I talked about it and kind of realized there was a bit of a miscommunication as to why that happened in the first place. So two different understandings. I didn't realize he was fuel saving. He didn't see me coming into one. Just a couple of issues there, but no, that's been solved. But you just can't reignite that kind of stuff because then, like I said, no one's on your side. So, but I'll happily take a second place. I mean, it's a great point situation, obviously. So I'll take it and move on to. I've already forgotten where's next week at.
I don't even remember. Congratulations on the
Oh,
top
it's Talladega.
three. Uh-oh.
Yeah, right. I'm not looking forward to that. Take care, everybody.
We'll send him down, rounding out the podium. Dayton Taylor, if he hasn't already packed it up and head to the hauler. Dayton, I know a little bit late on the interview, but finally got through the first two. Man, buddy, it looked like you were about to score your first win of the season. You brought a lot of speed tonight, and you come up just short. Talk about that last run there, driving against Justin Thompson and Michael Mullins.
I knew I was probably top 3 quickest, so it was kind of just keep the tires on until about 20, 15 to go, and just try and go hunt down Thompson and Miles. I don't know. I got below Thompson. I was just stuck down there for like 10 laps and blew the right rear off it. So I was hoping Mullins would go in there and there'd be some fireworks because those two, we'll just say they don't like each other to say the least. Especially after last week at Bristol. But who knows? I was hoping they'd go in there and absolutely plaster each other. But you can only hope. But still not bad finish. It's fourth, third for me, the last 3. So trying to stay on the hunt. Missing the first race of the year doesn't help, but yeah, we'll see what we can do.
All righty, Dayton, I'm going to send you back down. Congratulations on the top 3. Great run.
Thank you.
We'll send Dayton Taylor back down. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude on-track action here in the All-American Cup Series Race 5 at Texas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was one heck of an event, and I think a lot of those cautions kind of resulted in guys making simple mistakes, but the battles at the end definitely made up for it. It's been rowdy up at the booth. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week for Talladega.